guys, it's Lindsay. We are going to do your water signs reading for July. I've redone this like twice because it just wasn't sitting with me, and I'm like, okay, I need to get a real reading. So we are here during the twilight hour, which I find is one of the best times to actually do a reading, right? The in-between time. And we're going to get you guys the reading that you deserve. Now, what I got as I was kind of tapping in was on the edge of their seat. So I am sitting here and I was changing my position, and all of a sudden I was on the edge of my seat, right? And that's literally what came through. Water signs, you have people on the edge of their seats, okay? In this next phase of your life in July 2026, people are on the edge of their seats because they want to know what exactly you are going to do, where you are going, For many of you, this actually may look like a change of work in July. You are moving somewhere else in your work life. You're doing something that's more aligned for you, especially those of you who have been in the same job for a while. You're actually changing careers is the way it's coming in, and you're finding something that's more of a balance for you. This is the general reading. And we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is money, obviously. So we are talking about something that is more of a balance for you, but it's almost like everyone is kind of like waiting to see what you're going to do, okay? Which is really interesting. And I feel like you're on the edge of your seat too, water signs. I feel like you're like, what's going to happen? What am I going to do, okay? Yeah, you're looking out to the future. And it's that unknown, but it's also that excitement that's coming in, right? So you're very excited by the next phase because you're like, okay, I'm doing something different. We're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. And I'm just going to go, right? So this is very much the energy of just going, just doing it, okay? Because I feel like a lot of you have been holding back, particularly around your passions and what you've been wanting to do. And July is very much the month and the season. Yes, the Sun card. That's the one I want to see for you to just do it. Just go around your work, your passions, and your direction of life. And you are also on the edge of your seat for this next phase. So this is the general reading. These 4 cards, I'm going to put these aside and we're going to get into the specific readings. Pisces, the Piscean energy. Let's see. You're in a very creatively abundant time, Pisces. Okay, like I'm just like looking at the purple nails. I feel like you want to get more colorful, okay? And like how colorful this card is and with the nails and everything, it's like you want to get more colorful. I feel like you've been in this drab, like black and white place, Pisces, and you're like, I don't want to be in that anymore. I want to be more colorful. I want to be more vibrant. Not only in the way you, like your outlook of life, but how you show up in life. So how you dress. Some of you may actually be going through a phase of like changing your style, upgrading yourself to feeling more vibrant, okay? And really stepping out of your comfort zone, Pisces, in July. This is the time to embrace your creativity in all areas of your life and don't hold back. You know, you really get creative with how you approach your work, your life, your romance, everything. July is very vibrant and very abundant for you as long as you embrace your creativity, Pisces, okay? Because we're going back to that Sun card. That is my favorite card. That is the one I want to see when I do a reading. You're going to be successful, but embracing the creativity is the most important thing, right? And I feel like the other thing that's coming in here, Pisces, is very much about holding on to pieces of the past, okay? Because like I'm gripping the cards and there's like a card that keeps sticking, but it's not the one I want, right? So for you, this directly correlates to holding on to pieces of the past, okay, Pisces? As you're creating, you're actually having a cathartic moment. And for some of you, this is also an invitation to actively create, to like make art, make, music, write, whatever, because you need that cathartic moment, Pisces, in July to release pieces of the past. you need that creativity as catharsis in releasing pieces of the past, and that's where we're getting the edge of the seat. You see she's on the seat, so you're just letting the creativity flow, and also helping you kind of understand where you're going, but also where you came from, Pisces. And that's what's coming through for July. There's also something with setting intention that's coming in very importantly right now. So what I'm looking looking at the very top is the moon with the pentacle kind of on it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's the intention, right? It's the intention of moving forward, okay, and waking up with that intention every day, because she's lit a candle, okay? She's lit a candle, and that very much I have a candle burning back there as like my intention for my readings, and that's your energy, Pisces. Your intention to create new pathways for yourself, your intention to release the old, and your intention to protect that new pathway and this creativity, okay? And here's the old releasing again, right? You're leaving behind all that's old. And the Six of Pentacles, you are going to see a shift in your money. As I said, we're going back to that general reading, the Ace, right? You are going to see a shift of your money and a balancing in your money. There's also somebody gifting you money, okay, coming in July for some of you. You may be receiving a gift of money. So this may be dividends of some sort. This may be a check in the mail. This may be... It doesn't feel like, you know, playing the lottery or anything like that. It's somebody actually purposely gifting you money. So that's the way it's coming through, Pisces. So creativity is going to be the arc of your story in July, Pisces. Is your ability to be creative in your next chapter, okay? So let's go to Cancer and see what is showing up for Cancer. There's something around the growth, Cancer, but I'm looking at the Ace of Pentacles from the general reading. I'm looking at this little tiny shoot growing off of the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like you have this fear around growth. And again, when we're talking about the general reading, Cancer, we are talking about just doing it, okay? And for you, you're the one who holds yourself on the edge of your seat, right? You're like, can I do it? Is it okay? And that's the other thing. Is it okay? So like that's not me. Like I don't rarely ask, you know, like, oh, what are other people gonna think? Is it gonna be okay? Very rarely, but like I feel like this is you in your head, Cancer. Is like, is it okay? Are other people gonna judge me? And so this is what's holding you back. This is what's keeping you like on the edge of your seat, Cancer. Is it okay? Are other people going to judge me? So this is your chance in July to just do it anyways. Just have that growth and stop letting that possible judgment, okay, hold you back. Because I also feel like whatever you're going to be doing, you are going to have people that judge you, but you're going to have more people actually interested in what you're doing, okay? So you're letting those few hold you back when in fact you could be inspiring so many more people, Cancer, okay? So like on the edge of your seat, just like jump off into where you want to go with your passions and with your life in July. Just do it. Just do it, okay? I'm also getting like my nose is itching. I'm getting like allergies, so some of you may be dealing with allergies, and or like I'm also getting like lack of clear thought. So just do it. Stop the overthinking. Stop thinking about judgment, others' judgments upon you, whatever. This is your life, and July is very much for you just to do it. So let's get into a little bit deeper in the reading, Cancer, because I want to give you a little bit more of a message than that. There's also something, so the masculine as well we're getting. So if you are masculine or someone around you, specifically Cancer, there's something with this like dense energy, this turned around energy that I'm getting to. So you may have been turned around, or a masculine in your life may have been turned around, and like the redirection is where you're getting lost, right? Because the other thing, we were talking about judgment, specifically Cancer, and I feel like you've been judged in the past, and so now you don't know whether to move this way or that way, this way or that way, because you feel like any way you move, you're going to be judged. And, okay, any way you move, you're going to be judged. Okay, then move. Just keep moving. And I'm saying move for some of you. You actually might be moving, okay? to a place that is more aligned and less likely to judge you, okay? In an area that there's less judgment, where you're with people who are more aligned for you, right? But for those of you who are not actually physically moving in July, Cancer, it is more about the aspect of just keep doing what you're doing. If you're moving in a positive way, if you're going towards what you want to achieve, let them judge. Just let them judge. If you feel like you're going in a positive direction for yourself, it's not about other people's judgment. It's for where you are going, where you are growing, Cancer, okay? And just go for it, okay? Okay, so that's the Cancer reading. We did the Pisces reading. We're going to do Scorpio, and Scorpio is funny. Scorpio is a water sign, but it always reads like a fire sign to me, right? And I think it reads like a fire sign to a lot of people, which is really interesting. So Scorpio, you are going to need to lean on your friends in July. Lean on your friends, right? We're talking about this state of balance, coming into balance, okay? And I feel like this is where your balance, this is where your wealth is leaning on your friends, is leaning on the community and the people around you, Scorpio. Heavily. I feel like you've been doing something alone, doing things alone, trying to achieve your things alone, and it's like it would be so much easier if you worked with the resources and the people around you, because there are resources and there are people around you, and you have this thing about just doing it all yourself, which is like an ego thing, right? And just, you need to let that go. You need to just let that go and get off the edge and stop like doing everything yourself, because there is support around you, and it's going to make everything so much easier when you choose that in July, Scorpios. Being supported by others, okay? Okay, I feel like you hold yourself to this ideal, Scorpio, okay? And I feel like you've held yourself down and like sat yourself in that seat, right? We're talking about like being seated and being unseated, right? You've held yourself to that seat. You tied yourself to that seat, and you're like, I will do this all myself. I'm going to do this all on my own, and I will achieve, and my name will be out there, and it'll be all on my own. And it's like you need to really let go of that idea and like untie yourself and actually, it's for you, it's about community. It's not about your own or your ego or whatever. Like, your success is in your community, and whatever this kind of lone wolf, whatever thing you have going on, you need to let go of, because you're not going to get anywhere, right? You need to jump off that ledge and jump into the arms of everyone else, your community that's ready to hold you, and let go of that lone wolf idea, right? You need community. And for some of you, this actually looks for like community around family, because what I'm looking at is the children right here. So some of you may actually have children, and you're like, I'm going to do it by myself. I'm going to raise these kids by myself. I'm going to, whatever, like, you need community, Scorpio. You don't have to hold yourself to the ideal, because ultimately it harms you and it harms everyone involved, because you're like, you have to do it a certain way. It has to be you, blah, blah, blah. I want you to break down the ideas around that particular boulder that you're pushing up the hill. Why are you doing it by yourself? What is this about? Okay. Because your success, your balance, going back to the original reading, is in your community. In your community. And I feel like we're talking about being on the edge of our seats here in July, water signs in general, but Scorpio specifically. People are on the edge of the seats because I feel like people have offered you things, and you just don't answer them. They're like, I can offer you help, I can offer you this, I can offer you that, and everyone's just waiting for you to be like, yes, and you're just over here on your seat like, I'm gonna do it all myself. You need to get rid of that. You need to stop that. That's a whole lot of nonsense, and it's unnecessary, okay? And I feel like in July you finally like release that, and you're like, okay, I do need help, and I do need community. And then you're like, everything starts to move after that, after you make that decision, okay? And that's the way it's coming in, because again, we get the Sun card. Once you make that decision, once you untie yourself from that particular seat that you've sat yourself on, you are moving in a great direction for both you and your family, okay? And that's the way it's coming in, Scorpio, for July and water signs. My name is Lindsey Rose. This is Storyteller Tarot. If you'd like your own personal reading, you can check out the links. Otherwise, I wish you guys